Welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host, Moose. I am having a great time. My computer completely flipped out when trying to go live. I don't know if y'all noticed that. But I'm happy to be live. It is close to 7 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, so you know what time that means. It is time for your weekly episode of Look Around the Confederation. Before we get started, please remember, the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, its GEC, nor any divisions, camps, or any other subsidiaries. Happy to be here. Note, I am flooded with schoolwork right now. For those who do not know, I'm going to be a teacher, hopefully, sometime soon. I don't know. Classes keep getting longer and longer. And I added a lot of education classes to my major, so I have to do some of them in the summer. Right now, I'm just swamped. We had to switch our guest to next week. We had a scheduling conflict with him. But next week, we have a great guest. I cannot wait to have him on. And next week, we'll be talking his campus putting up a new monument in Mississippi. So I'm happy to bring him on in a county that I have a lot of affection for. I spent a lot of time there when I was a boy with my father, so I'm happy to finally see them getting a Confederate monument. And so this next episode is going to be very special for me. I hate that he couldn't be on tonight, but to be honest, it kind of worked out because, as I said, I'm flooded, and so it's going to be a shorter episode tonight. I really hate doing that, but I do need to focus on schoolwork. I got 10 papers to write this week, and I'm barely halfway yet, so I need to do that. But yes, I'm so happy everybody's here. We're going to go into the news, just talk a little bit about everything going on, kind of like an old school episode of Look Around. Just chilling with y'all. And remember, I don't know if Christian Lee's in the chat, but it's kind of worked out. We're going to have a short episode tonight. So please remember, after this, at 8 o'clock, Confederate Standard Time, we will, ACG Chat will be going live with their third ever episode. I'm very happy to add them to the lineup. So this one's going to be good. Do they already have one? Or is this one a replacement? What are you talking about, Garrett? Replacement for what? We have 3 shows on SCV Chat a week. Monday is SCV Chat, our kind of flagship. Thursday is Look Around the Confederation. And we're still trying to find a day right now for ACG Chat. They're working around some scheduling conflicts too, so they're jumping around. But good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Did I hear about the news coming from Jacksonville, Florida? I don't believe I did, actually. I don't. Let me check. I don't know if I did. I do not have any news from Jacksonville, Florida. I do think. Yeah, I do think. I think. For those who are new, Look Around is usually reserved for division and camp projects for our guest, and for Monday and news. My apologies. And Monday is more national stuff, historical topics, books, our Southern culture, and just the South in general. And and then ACG Chat is kind of a morph of those two things. They're a little bit more free reign, and that's good. That's good. Every show needs to be different, so I'm happy with the work they're doing. Oh, no. The town I'm talking about has. There goes my phone. One second. That to check to make sure we're still live. This is just all falling apart, ain't it? No, they've never had a Confederate monument in their town, and so they the monument chair in Mississippi. My father wanted to put up a monument there. Talked to the camp. They've been wanting to put a monument up there. They have been putting in so much hard work to get the monument up, and they're close. And I'm going to bring him on just to talk about it, talk about what still needs to be done, and stuff like that. No, no, no. I dropped my phone. Make sure everything is going well on the streams. And so when I dropped it, I was like, "Oh, I got to get that." Yes, very nice, nice, nice. But yeah, no, I'm very happy to them. Me and my father, again, when I was younger, spent a lot of time in this town. I don't want to reveal too much yet because I want it to kind of be a bit of a surprise next. So yeah, our but he's going to be our guest next week. He couldn't be on tonight, but we are rescheduled for next week, and so it is awesome. And I'm very happy about that. Again, it kind of worked out because ACG chat's going to be on tonight, and the fact that I don't think I'm going to be able to do a long show tonight. I've gotten swamped, and you know, sometimes it's hard to do two shows a week, and so I have a little bit less time on my hands. But I didn't want to cancel episode because of that, because I made a commitment. I love doing this, and this is one of my passions in life, is getting on here and talking Confederate anything. Look Around the Confederation is basically whatever I want it to be sometimes, and that makes everybody. I don't want to say mad. I think y'all enjoy it, but it makes a couple people disheartened. Christian Lee's in the chat. Yay, Christian Lee! Christian Lee, could you please drop a link to your show in the chat? Oh, they tried to get rid of a monument in Jacksonville, Florida, and failed. Hurrah! Yes, that's what I like to hear. It's great news. People do need to leave monuments alone, and that might be what we talk about tonight. Kind of filling a bit of time and then going to the news. But I love monuments, and someone a long time ago told me, these monuments, and it kind of opener for me. For some reason, it didn't pop up in my head, but these monuments are the stones, the graves of these men that never came home, and wives, women, wives, and wives, daughters, sons, sisters, brothers, family, descendants. That that's all they have. And I still find myself going to monuments a lot and showing my respect and just sitting there and thinking, praying. Up in Oxford is one of my places to go when I want to think. And so I have a very deep connection to monuments. I hope to one day be in a position to help Mississippi get more monuments. We have about 108, not counting Vicksburg and National Park Service. I want to see that number grow as much as I can and put in the work one day. But that's far off. That's a dream. But I have a very deep connection to monuments and the work it does. Victor Smith wanted everybody to know he wanted to thank all his SEV brothers for reaching out, sending their condolences for the passing of his grandmother. Victor, I'm so sorry to say that I've been on Facebook, but it's usually to post something on my SCV page and get off of it for a while. I'm so sorry to hear that, brother. You are in my prayers and you have my condolences. My grandmother on my mother's side passed a couple years ago. It was a very hard day for me. I still miss her. I think you always will miss these people in your life that had an impact. But you're the legacy. That's something that again, an organization of sons. You got to remember, you're the legacy of these men. You're the legacy of everybody before you, and so make sure you keep up that legacy. And so she has a great person keeping up her legacy, brother. And again, you have my prayers and condolences. Let's see here. Jacksonville City Council asked for $500K to remove the monument. It was denied. Yeah, no, that wasn't gonna fly. Nah, gonna fly. Monuments too. I want to put up in my town since we don't have a war monument to them. Really, Corey? Corey, where do you live again? I'm going blank again. I'm kind of brain fried. It's 98 or 100 degrees outside. I worked outside a bit today. I did schoolwork, so I'm completely brain dead. That's when I know this is going to be a good episode of Look Around because I'm done. Corey, I would see first if your division has any interest in putting up a monument and they could help. And then I would start talking to a local camp. If you are a part of it, great. If you're not, try to find a camp that's nearby that would like to do it and start coming up with fundraiser ideas, dude. It's going to take a little while if you don't have already a good chunk of change in the bank. But it took some UDC ladies 15 years to put up a monument. That's dedication, people. That's never losing focus. That's always fundraising, coming up with ideas, different ideas, so people stay in tune. So all it takes is a dedicated camp. A division will help, and a division, in my opinion, should be involved. But that's just that's just me. I don't know really much about the Arkansas division. But I hope that they say yes. And yes, Jude, it takes a lot of time. People got with put up new monuments, and that's our duty. I believe we need to protect old monuments and put up new monuments. Um, there should be a monument in every county, every city in the South, and I mean that. Anywhere a Confederate soldier came from, they need a monument. If any soldier in place left and never came, place deserves a monument because that's all the family's going to have. I just saw your other comment, Moose. Yes, yes, I am Moose. But yes, no, it is. I believe the new Robert E. Lee monument that if I wouldn't have used this example, I would have remembered their names. But they've been on the show a lot. They're putting up a replica of the Robert E. Lee monument that was taken down in Richmond, and that is going to take a while. They have a big goal to raise a monument of that quality and that prestige. It's one of the most beautiful monuments I've ever seen, the Richland Lee Monument. I'm a big Robert E. Lee fan, of course, so I'm a bit biased, but it's one of my favorite monuments. And they're putting up an exact replica. I think it's a bit shorter, but it's going to look amazing. But it's going to take time, and we as an organization have to donate what we can, help out what we can, and continue to fight this fight. Because guys, again, these UDC ladies, they held on to that fight for a long time. It's time for us to chip in. It's time for the SCV to put up monuments. Did y'all see where they're going to rename George Washington University? Yes, it is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. They're renaming. It's not renaming the university. Which, if they're going to take this away, I say you guys shouldn't profit off George Washington's name. A great president, a great man, great Christian, an example to a lot of our Confederate ancestors. I say you should take away the Georgia name and just be like Washington College because I think it's in the state of Washington. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong on that. But they're trying to take away the Colonels. That's kind of their fighting name, like the University of Mississippi has Ole Miss. It's kind of like that. So they're trying to take that away. Is what they're doing. So really hard to fight that. I'm happy that Washington and College kind of survived. But again, I say we need to found find our own colleges. Trying to figure out the term, but start our own colleges because some of these colleges are just way too far gone. Old Miss is a great example of that. What is the status of the Line of Atlanta that was formerly in Oakland Cemetery in Atlanta? Where is it now? That is a great question. I've not heard a single thing on it since it got taken down, and we covered that live. It happened the day before Look Around, and we went live, and that was our show because we were all very upset about that. We got mad. Um, Jude says it's in storage. Um, Jude, do you know if they have any plans for it to put it back up? See, moving it, I have a problem with that. But if you don't want it, if you're going to disrespect it, you don't deserve these monuments. We're going to put them somewhere on private land that we own, that it will be cared for, respected for eternity. And that's kind of what I foresee in Mississippi, what we're doing right now. Of course, I have no job in that. I'm just a proud supporter of what we're doing with monuments in Mississippi right now. It's in storage to protect it. That's hilarious. Um, that's a kicker right there. Um, that's 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 ooh, that's a lie right there, boys. Uh, what's with New Orleans monuments? Jack asked that question. New Orleans is, yeah. That's what I said about New Orleans when they say they moved it and then they flooded it a couple days later. I laughed. That's horrible to say, but because you guys had the money to spend it on pumps, y'all didn't. You spent it on monuments and weren't doing anything to anybody. You're not putting them back up. You're not giving them to the SCV, the UDC, anybody to put them up where they could be respected and honored like they should be. Any monument that goes down, we need to either put it back up or put two more back up in its place. Let them know we mean business. And I love Monuments Across Dixie for that. Anytime a monument goes down, they are on top of putting so many monuments up, and that is one of the most fantastic things I've ever seen. Again, hopefully one day I would love to work with them in Mississippi if I ever am in that position, and if I'm ever allowed to even help with that position. Hopefully, costs will go down before I get into that position, so we can do something. They probably won't. They probably won't give it to the SCV, but they said they can't afford to have 24 security to protect, so they took it down for now. Oh, for now. For now, it's going to turn in until I'm 65. That's me and you've heard that a lot, haven't we, Jude? We've heard that a lot, haven't we? It's down for safety. Uh, that's why we do need. I do want to point that out. That's why I do believe we need to own monuments from now on. They can make us move them, but they at least they can't still have them. Yeah, because I hate to say it, but the places that won't move them, keep them there. But if they do move them, get them in your possession. Uh, Again, the worst thing to happen is a monument destroyed, monument never seen again. That's the case. You need to put two more back up in its place. I love that motto from Monuments Across Dixie. And if you don't have one in your town, put up a monument. Again, any new monument that goes up needs to go on private property owned by the SCV or whoever to make sure it stays there. And that's period on that. If only the UDC would have thought of that. I think a couple of the UDC owns the land. Well, Jack, you got to remember, back when these monuments were going up, there were no reason to worry about owning them. The UDC is kind of like us, or they basically are like us. They've never really had just mountains of money and resources. So if they do put up pretty tapped after that. And the fact of the matter is usually these towns were begging for them. So I mean, again, Richland. I never thought I'd see Richland being like, we don't want Confederate monuments. I think a lot of people, if you go back 10, 20 years in the SCV, even, you had no idea this was coming. No one did. Until it really kind of started happening widespread. It it was too late at that point. And of course, we fight in the courts, we do all that, but the courts are on our side. So yeah, I think we could better use the money fighting in the courts for putting up either a new one or getting a backroom deal to get the current one and into your hands type of deal. The Dixie Grays Camp 2155 put up a monument here in Indiana. Uh, Ask them to contact me, man. I'd love to have them on the show. That needs to be out there. That's the whole reason I do this show every week, and that's the reason I'm doing it tonight when I'm just swamped. Stuff like that needs to be out there. But I do want to say, I think this time I got in the news. I've been talking about monuments, y'all. Y'all know how to get me fired up on the issue real quick. Again, my heart is very, very close to monuments. My heart's close to all this, if I'm being honest. It doesn't take much to fire me up about the cause. I I love it, and again, I cannot wait to one day uh, keep stepping up to fight for it. Because I think I've told my dad and her and a couple of my friends, this is why I feel like I've been put on this earth. I'm defending their soldier's good name with all I have. By the time I don't have anything left, I hope God is ready to call me home because I've served my. Uh, that's awesome, Daniel. Again, tell them about the show. Tell them I would love to have them on a Thursday show. Tell them they can reach out to me via our email, scvyouthoutreach at gmail.com, man. And I'll put it up again at the end to help you out here. But we do have some news to get into. Uh, Chris asks, is it possible for the SCV to partner with these organizations? Um, it's possible, but the Sons of Union veterans, for example, they don't want anything to do with protecting our monuments anymore. They put out a thing a couple years ago about we're going to stay away from monuments and we're not going to help the SCV on this issue anymore, which makes no sense because I'm pretty sure the SCV makes up 80% of their uh, organization or something like that. But again, it's depending on if these battlefields even want to keep these going. Um, Garrett says we need more Black Confederate monuments. We need more Confederate monuments for all minorities and all people that served in that war, not just the African Americans, but yes, African Americans. If Christian Lee was still in the chat, he'd tell you he's putting up a one to Hispanic Confederates. So again, um, we more monuments, man, more monuments. I want to see the day. I don't know if I can talk about Garrett. Your conversation sparked something in me, but I'm not sure if I can talk about it yet. Um, but there is news on that, Garrett. I will say that, but I won't say what anything else. Someone said thank you for your dedication, Moose. Thank you, Big Papa. I'm happy to do what I do, and I'm blessed to do what I do. We need to have a united sons and daughters of Confederate veterans. I believe a new organization like that would be very beneficial. The only problem is we have been separate for so long. Sometimes when other raptors get together in camps, luckily there's a lot of instances of our two great organizations working together. But there's also a lot of examples of us fighting like cats and dogs. I agree. I think a lot of people get mad at what organization they're in and they just kind of leave. And they make smaller Confederate organizations that are never going to get to the popularity of the UDC and the SCV. We do need to recruit. always as much as we can, and retain. You can recruit 50 people and they leave, and then you're not really doing anything. So recruit and retain people. Make sure that you talk to everybody. Billy, good evening. We're about to actually get into the news you sent. If I can finish up this topic real quick, Jack posted a very interesting question. Um, I don't believe we could combine organizations, Jack, because we both have too many historical prominence. I mean, we've been around. I mean, it is very possible in my lifetime to see the 200th anniversary of the SCV. Definitely in your lifetime. You actually have probably a better chance of seeing it than I do. And the UDC was founded a good bit before us. So I don't think we could combine organizations. I think it's going to be best if you want to see something like that. Good job, Daniel. Make a new organization, get the UDC and the SCV on board to have a combined organization. Because at some point someone's going to do something, and instead of, if we combine the organization, whoever's in power gets to keep the combined organization. You still have your two separate organizations, and that might actually be something that convinces for a combined membership. The UDC, if you get mad, you still have the UDC. SCV, if you get mad, you still have the SCV, and you still have a lot of sides. So I could see something. I do think a partnership would be very interesting. But yeah, no, you also make another point. Well, Jack, both organizations have a lot of traditions, and both of them won't let go of it. We need to take pride in our traditions, man. In this organization, and the UDC needs to take pride in theirs. What will need to be put in check is, ooh, I might get in trouble. Got to be careful what I say here. Would comment would destroy this opportunity would be people's egos, and so that is what um, would be a challenge. I would say the GEC, if you will, using the SEV term of this combined organization, should have equal on Sons, equal on UDC, and kind of do the same thing throughout the divisions and armies, and however we would decide to break it up. I do like the name the Children of the South. And you know what? Maybe we can see that in our lifetime, people. It would take a miracle because it'd be a big thing to organize a new Confederate organization and bring it up to our historical level um, as as quick as possible, and how quick this would be, and how big this would be. But I do like it. There would have to be some things like if you are a male joining, you might have to be a member of the SCV. If you are a woman joining, you might need to be a member of the UDC. I don't know. But that is something that would be worth talking about, I think. Maybe we have an episode dedicated to that. But it is the time I wanted to quit, and I still haven't done the news. So I'm going to jump to the news as much as I'm loving this interesting conversation we're having. Jack, you might want to throw that question in there. Just one of these look around the confederations where I have some free time. Uh, yeah, Daniel, you're right. We're all family at the end of the day, and it should work. Uh, Ross, yeah, women could become friends of the SCV and become friends of the UC. We were talking about somehow starting an organization that would help combine our powers while staying separate. Kind of like the idea of America being separate, but having the ability to fight as one. That's what we were kind of talking about. And it would help probably recruitment in both our organizations, especially if we do the rule that I talked about where if you're a male, you have to join the SCV. If you're a woman, you have to join the UDC, which the SCV has the OCR as well, which I don't know how that would favor for the OCR. Again, let me get into the news. Okay, now to get into the news. So, I have been selling my Moose Mania shirts. They're still available. But we do have a severe update. This was the original Moose Mania shirt until I got copyrighted by WWE. And so, everybody will get this new shirt, even the people who ordered the old one. You will get this new official, original Moose Mania logo. Boom! That is my official Moose Mania logo. Link is in the chat if you want to get one. They again limited edition. Only 50 Moose Mania shirts will be made. But that is my official logo for TV chat from forward. So I'm gonna find a way to keep using that. I love it. I hope you guys love it as well. Yeah, no, a lot of people have even come up, dude, that looks 10 times better. I was like, yeah, it does. Because my thought process when I made the Moose Mania shirt, we all know what I'm referencing here: Hulkamania, WrestleMania. And so the thought process was it to make it look bad? One of those things, it looks so bad that it's good and funny. The duct tape logo with Moose written on with a Sharpie, it showed the fact that, that I'm not really a mania thing, and I was just trying to have fun with it because it was a joke last year that with all the pictures that we should call taking pictures with me at National Moose, had a little Moose with me, and Moose, what GCB call it? GCB, I think, coined it on accident. I was talking to him that I loved WrestleMania that year, and he's like, speaking of Mania, Moose Mania ran wild here at National, and I think he has regretted saying that ever since. I'm running it in the ground with a shirt, but yeah, no, I love it. I believe it's a lot more unique. It's definitely uncopyrightable. It's not copyrighted. Um, I could use it on whatever. I can make another shirt. I can make a hat. I can do this. I can do that. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, no, that's the official Moose Mania logo. We actually have an official Moose Mania logo we can use on the chat and have no worry about getting copyrighted. So I'm happy for that. Uh, please remember. Let me put up the graphic first. The Lieutenant General Richard Taylor Camp will be having these challenge coins for sale at the National Reunion in Georgia for $10 each. Nope, that's a surprise. I am looking forward to buying these. I am a challenge coin collector, actually, for those who do not know, and I am going to be buying them. So please get you one if you can. I like it even better. You ordered yours? Thank you, thank you. Be one with the Moose monuments across the sea. You can be one with the Moose by getting your Moose Mania shirt today. Again, limited edition. I'm going to buy myself like 3 of them. So you might uh want to get them. Let's see here. Next one. All right. I think this is you, Mr. Sean. But oh, I saw I uploaded that picture personally. Please buy as much as you want because again, once it gets to about again, the goal is to sell about 50, but if I sell 20, 25, I will be content. So and once it gets to about 20, I'm going to buy 3 of them, one to wear, one to frame, and one to do a skit on at some point. Well, I don't seem to have it right now, Mr. Sean. I might have to save this for later to give it the proper time. But I do have something from Alabama. The Alabama division had a great reunion this weekend. The Robert E. Lee Camp 16 hosted, and they unveiled our complete Phase 1 of putting Lee back on his pedestal. Look at that beautiful, beautiful monument. Doesn't it bring a smile on your face? So that is, of course, Robert E. Lee Camp 16 have been working hard to get this monument back up. Actually, I'm going to send the invitation. If you contact me after the show, I can bring you back on and we could talk about this in more detail. So, yes. Good to see this. I have been a fan of this project since hearing about it. It is good to see it finally starting to come together. And again, this is not a marathon. I mean, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And so it's about doing one stage, showing what you got. All right, stage 2, stage 3. And the monument's going to look perfect no matter what. It's a monument. Monuments look beautiful no matter what. So I'm happy to see that. And okay, you're going to send me a message? Perfect. I would love to have you on, not next week, maybe the week after that. I have to check my schedule. Someone said you need to put a bandana on it. Yeah, the old school Hulkamania bandana. I would love to. I might do that after this. I don't know if I can do it at the same time. Depends on how many people start buying the Moose Mania shirts. Someone said the reunion. Sadly, with how I'm doing it, I'm probably never going to do it like this again because I've just hated how Custom Ink has done it. And no offense to Custom Ink because they helped me design that logo, but just so because you have to go online and order them. It's going to be a little while since they get here. I don't know if they're going to even get here on time for reunion, which I'm very disappointed about. So hopefully it comes in on time. The next bit of news, Mr. Ricky. Let me clarify because I ran out of room and couldn't change so I kind of kept it. Mr. Ricky was asked to provide taps for the Confederate Campbell Guards Camp 2117 for their memorial ceremony on May 28th. Mr. Ricky also placed his camp wreath that day, representing the SCV Pennsylvania Vindicators Camp 828. Always good to get something from Mr. Ricky. He never disappoints, and I'm happy, Mr. Ricky. On to some more news from Mr. Ricky. Actually, his lieutenant commander, Jock Owing, I think I'm saying that right, was given a distinguished service certificate from the Virginia Division SCV recently. Mr. Ricky was able to present it to him at this week's camp meeting. I want to congratulate Mr. Jock. Sir, congratulations. Good to see. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now that for the next bit of news, Mr. Jock's wife. Let's see here. There we go. Miss Owing was given the Distinguished Service Certificate Medal from the Army of Northern Virginia. Mr. Ricky was honored to present that to her. She is a retired military captain. She is also a great granddaughter of one Robert E. Lee. So first off, Miss Owing, I want to thank you for your service of this country and protecting us. And I want to thank you for your, of course, dedication to the cause and showing up and doing things. So I want to thank you for that. Let's see here. I think, Jerry, did you just give stars? I have not been watching stars, sadly. So people could have been giving stars and I had no idea. All right, yes. We are going to be ending soon, Christian, to help with your show. So we will be doing that shortly. I want to thank Jerry Roden for giving 200 stars. Thank you, kind sir. Let's see here. Kind of trying to. Always hard to balance it when you're the only person on the show because there's so many things you have to check out. Like, all right, thank you. It's when I only have one monitor up. Sometimes it can be hard. Um, so let me just. Okay, that was confusing. I just got a weird text. That's well, it's about supper. At least for some reason, I have random food outside, but I'll take it. Uh, we are going to the news. Rankin. For some reason, this wasn't typed in already. Again, I'm having a rough one. All right, the last bit is a message from the Rankin Gray's camp commander. Let me get it pulled up here. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to go through the photos of tonight's their event. Can everybody hear me? I kind of went off there for a second. Okay. All right. Okay. Everybody can hear me. Perfect. 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 My computer is getting old and messing up sometimes. Sometimes it's hard. All right, so from the Rankin Gray's camp, 2278. Let me put up these pictures. First, let me say that you folks are amazing, and for that, personally, I thank each and every one of you. We set a goal to raise at least $5,400 for Camp Rad to at least match what we did last year. That sent 18 underprivileged kids with muscular dystrophy to summer camp. Otherwise, never get to enjoy that experience. Not to bring them at least a week fun and meet new friends. It is with pride that I tell you all that today we exceeded that goal and hit $6,000. That will pay to send 20 kids to camp this summer. Again, myself and the Rankin Grays thank you, and God bless you all. A big shout out to all our camp members and their better halves for helping to make this event happen. Let's see here. We rode down to Hazelhurst to camp the Wesley on June 26th to present them with a check and let the kids once again enjoy sitting on our bikes. Anyone is welcome to go. We will meet at the Blue Sky Service Station parking lot in Bram. Man, words and me just do not work together, do they? We will meet at the Blue Sky Service Station parking lot in Bram next to Crystals at 2 p.m. and the KSU at 2:30. Cars and trucks are welcome to join us. Come see what got us so involved in this fantastic event. Thank you, Camp Commander Billy Bryant of the Rankin Grays Camp, 2273. This is amazing. Um, Not only, of course, are they helping these kids and giving them something that they would never be able to experience otherwise, uh, which is a phenomenal and unselfish thing, and something we should all try to do as an organization is help out our community, because the SCV is a part of our community. Jerry just also told me they got $600 more. So $6,600. Y'all are going to break your record very well. I'm very proud of y'all. Again, people, get involved in your community. Uh, that is just a great cause. That solely, but it's also a great cause for anybody else to get involved in. And getting involved in your community, period, is a great cause. Because people think, we are these horrible people, and show them who we truly are. Show them that we are good people. And this, though, you cannot take away from it. This is completely unselfish, just helping these kids have a great moment. And that is phenomenal and amazing. I don't think I'm gonna run out of words to say about it. So I want to thank you, the Rank and Grace Camp, one of the Mississippi Division Camps of the Year, the Jefferson Davis year. My apologies. So, oh yeah. Billy just commented, yeah. I almost forgot it myself. Actually, I'm the one that gave you all the award. That's how brain fried I am today. They are also the Rank and Grace Camp are one of the winners. We had 2 winners this year of Jefferson Davis Division Camp of the Year. So I want to congratulate them on that. I can't say enough words to congratulate y'all and thank y'all on what you did for those kids. And that trying to get this back up and running. So my computer died. It was on charged. So that's interesting. Um don't really know how to deal with that one. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming on. I want to thank everybody for supporting the chat and this unusual episode. Again, I was extremely tired. Did not mean to even do an episode this long. The plan was to do a 30-minute episode, because I still have a lot of work to do. But I love doing this. I love this organization with all my heart, and I just can't help myself. No. My computer was charging. I charged my computer during the show, and it still died. So that's a first. Ideas for future Dick Nabbit. Ideas for future T-shirts. No. Mighty Moose might be a fun one. It's Moose time. Are you okay? I see what you're doing there. All right, pretty funny, buddy. I think it depends on how this Moose Mania if this Moose shirt does. If we sell 50 of the Moose shirts, I might make another Moose shirt, but we might just stop here while we're ahead. Oh crap! But yeah, please go buy the Moose Mania shirt if you haven't. It's on the page. I'll share it along with any events and posters you guys send in. Remember, you can send your pictures, short videos, and write-ups to scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com to be featured on the upcoming episode of SCV of Look Around the Confederation. You can also, if you have a camper division project you would like to talk about live, you can also email us at that same email address, scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. And now, everybody, I think it is finally time to bid farewell. Are you ready for Moose? What? You ready for Moose Mania? I am ready for Moose Mania at this year's national reunion. And we'll talk about that more maybe next episode. But we are doing quote unquote what actually is Moose Mania at national again. So stay tuned for that, I guess. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to bid farewell. Please remember, guys, that our new show is coming on soon. So if this wackiness wasn't enough for you, please join ACG Chat Episode 3. It is a birthday episode for one of the live hosts. I'm sad to say I actually don't know who it was. I don't think you guys said it in the original comment. So, please go join them, guys. They're our new show. It should be live on our channel, so just stick around. Without further ado, I have been your host, Moose. And let's see here. Without further ado, I guess it is time to go out the only way I know how, with playing a random Moose Mania video that kind of basically explains what Moose Mania is. So I'm going to do that anyway. Moose Mania is basically when you take pictures with me holding a moose. That's basically it. But while I'm saying that, I am going to say goodbye, farewell, and stay Southern, my friends.
I am Rabbi Thomas Fortenberry. I'm a descendant of Isaac Fortenberry, a Confederate veteran. Many of the people in my family were veterans. As a military veteran, I served with the United States Army. It's important to veterans of all wars to remember those who have passed and what they did and what they suffered. Everyone who serves gives a part of themselves. The SCV is much a part of that. The SCV serves people, not only the people that are involved as members, but the community. My commitment to the SCV is a commitment to our heritage, our cause, not in a violent way, nor an aggressive way, simply in the way we live. Live what you believe. But in your defense, know in what you're defending, and defend it truthfully. May Yahovah bless you and keep you. May Yahovah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace and blessing.